Hi everyone and welcome back. Today we are diving into one of the bloodiest, craziest and most underrated horror games on the PlayStation 3, Splatterhouse. This beast just became my 127th Platinum trophy and I've got stories to tell. Monster guts, crude jokes and bugs, all wrapped in a glorious 80s horror vibe. Let's get into it. This game is kind of a reboot of the original trilogy, which came out in the late 80s and early 90s. And you actually unlock those games while you are playing, but unfortunately there are no trophies tied to them. So yeah, boo-hoo. But please play them. They are fun if you are into retro gaming. Splatterhouse combines a lot of horror elements from well-known franchises. Think of Friday the 13th, obviously, because Rick just looks like Jason Voorhees, but also Evil Dead and even some H.P. Lovecraft vibes. So basically, this game is a total love letter to horror nerds like me, and you will definitely like it if you like those movies or books from H.P. Lovecraft, for example. The story of the game. I put it quite briefly because you have to unfold all its mysteries by yourself. Your girlfriend Jen is being kidnapped by mad scientist, or let's call him occultist, fanatic and deeply depressed Dr. West. You die in the process, and with your last breath you grab a magical mask which kind of resurrects you and gives you some special powers. Besides that, the story is to the point, just arm-ripping, eye-poking, heart-stomping, family fun we all like. And what does every splatter movie have? A bit of adult content. So, for example, maybe I insert a clip here, or the collectibles in form of sexy photos of Jen. It's quite fantastic. Okay, that's a bit cringe coming from a 40-year-old, so let's delete this. How difficult is this game? It's not that difficult. You will mostly hack and slash through the game, especially in your first playthrough, which you need to do on easy or normal, because you can't play on the highest difficulty from the beginning, called brutal difficulty. In this difficulty setting, a few fights can get a bit spicy, especially when you have no weapon in hand and or your special meter called Necro Bar is empty, but everything is doable. I had a situation, maybe I can show this somewhere, I don't know where I will insert the video, where I had to fight, I think, 5 or 6 mini bosses at once, and my energy was drained very much. But as of in most games, you can kite them around to a group and then one by one pick them with charged attacks or something. And the other thing is the survival arena mode. You have 6 levels and you have to S rank every one of the levels. And the S rank is totally and only connected to the time you need for completion of these. And I did 5 out of 6 in my first attempt, so it's not that hard. What you're looking at to get platinum, the 2 playthroughs, first on easy or normal, the second playthrough on brutal difficulty, the mentioned survival arena mode, some collectibles, which are very easy to get, and a lot of combat specific trophies. All in all, I would rate this game difficulty wise 4.5 out of 10. Time to Plat. I did my first playthrough on normal difficulty. just focused on the story, but had a look into the combat-specific trophies, because you have to do 100 kills this way, 50 kills this way. So just look at the trophies before you start playing, so you don't have too much of a hustle in the second playthrough. First playthrough this way was at around 8 hours. My second playthrough was on the highest difficulty, brutal, which you need for a specific trophy. I cleaned up all the collectibles with a guide and did all my combat specific trophies in this run, although we could have done this in the survival arena mode. The second one was about 7 hours, and the last of the 3 was the survival arena mode, which took me about 3.5 hours. Because, as I've mentioned earlier, I did 5 out of the 6 stages on my first try, so not that bad. All in total, 18.5 hours. So is this game any fun? And let me tell you, if you are into horror like I am, who could have told you that, it's a joyride. Not only is Rick pretty much Jason Voorhees, even some of the trophy titles give reference to some of the biggest horror movies of the 80s and 90s. And this whole Lovecraftian, gross, tentacly nonsense is pure fun. And fun is a very good aspect of the game, because you have Jim Cummings, a voice actor who does his job for decades now, especially for Disney or Nickelodeon. He's the voice, or was the voice, I don't know exactly, for Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Darkwing Duck, and he was involved into Nickelodeon's Turtles and so on. I've read that he did up to 400 different voices. And it's pure fun to hear the dialogues between you and the Terror Mask. He's continuously roasting you, making bad jokes, and I think this really stands out in this game. So if you ever wanted to be called a meat sack by Winnie the Pooh, you are in for a treat. And even the collectibles are fun. You have on the one hand the audio logs, which are a type of way to explore the lore of the game a bit more, and on the other hand you have the not so safe for work pictures of your girlfriend Jen. Yeah, it's fun. It's definitely fun. I enjoyed every second of it. I give it a 10 out of 10. Horror film nerd heaven. But what about your journey to the Platinum Trophy? Is this journey fun too? And yes, it is. There are no buggy trophies. There are no missable trophies. Even the get 150 kills this way and 100 kills that way trophies aren't that bad, because once you have looked them up, you can start working on them at the start of your first playthrough, and I think I was done with every of these trophies at the middle of my second playthrough. There was only one trophy I had to grind, and the grind took me about 5 to 10 minutes, so this was a piece of cake. The survival arena mode was fun too. It was fair enough. Once you've mastered the game twice, you know how to beat every enemy, every mid-boss, you know all your abilities, so this shouldn't be hard at all. The only thing that I have to mention are some technical issues, some cosmetic, like for example, when I did a finishing move, the enemy was invincible. But on the other hand, I had a game crash, which set me back to the beginning of the chapter, I think, and one specific situation in which the camera stopped following Rick, so I had to redo a checkpoint. And yeah, so because of these technical issues, I will give the Platinum journey a 9.5 out of 10. So quite nice. So if you are a horror film nerd like me and you own a PlayStation 3, I would suggest this is a must-have game. But one warning though, the game got a bit pricey in the last years. I've seen prices range from 50 euros to 250 euros, depending on the conditions. So check your attic before you check eBay first. But if you get the chance, grab this. It's really worth the money. Not every price. You know what I mean. So what's your take on Splatterhouse? Any other horror games I must absolutely play next? Let me know in the comments, and as always, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Say hi on Twitch, Insta and or TikTok. I'm currently working on, let me see, Tornado Outbreak, also for the PlayStation 3. And I will be starting with Alien Isolation and Claire Obscure Expedition 33 soon. So come back, stay safe, be cool, peace.